There's been quite a lot of photographers who started using the platform Vero to show off their work. So why haven't I? Greetings all, and yeah, it's just a little quick video here, and it's basically just going over this this social media platform that a lot of photographers have actually started to use, called Vero. Some of you may have heard it, some of you may not have, some of you may be using it, some may not, whatever it is. I just want to go over a little bit about the platform and also the reasons why I don't use it. Okay, the thing is, I have actually set up an account with Vero, and I do actually started to use Vero because it seemed to be that your two main players in your social media platform, which is really good for advertising and showing off your photographic work. Facebook is probably going to be the most popular one, and Instagram. But they come with some really bad downsides. And the downside to them is the way that they crop your images and they compress your images. It's just, it's awful. I mean, both of the platforms, Facebook and Instagram, they're just not good for showing photographs from a professional photographer's point of view. If you're just taking a quick snap on your mobile phone, or yeah, they're all right. But when you try to show professional work, it's really frustrating. Especially Instagram, because the whole idea of Instagram, when it first actually started many years ago, the whole idea was to, well, basically show images, and it was brilliant, but they seem to have just lost the plot and gone so downhill. I will say they have got a little bit better recently, but they are still not to the standard for showing proper photographic work. So let's move on to Vero. So Vero itself is specifically designed for photography. It is there literally to show off the work, and it does so a bit better than the other two platforms. Now, the interface is really, it's quite smart, it's simple, very easy to use. There's no complication, there's no, I don't know, I think Facebook just like to add loads of crap into it to make it look better, when really these things aren't just needed. You know, Instagram's probably the worst, where you can add filters and all the rest of it onto your images. Why? You know, I've never understood the point of these filters. I really don't, you know, and it just seems to be, well, what? I look at some of my friends, and I'm really sorry if you're one of the people watching this, but you put these filters on to make your face look smooth and you look hideous. I'm sorry, you do. You look dreadful. You don't look, it doesn't make you look nice at all. You know, it hides so many features that from a photographer's point of view, which is to see things which are like tones, shadows, highlights. And Vero doesn't have any of these features because it's about showing natural work, and this is one of the positive sides for it. And before I get into these downsides, let's just go over some of the good points of Vero. One of the main things is it doesn't crop your images. So when a photographer takes his photo, there is an aspect ratio that they take the photos in, 4:3, 60:9. There's so many different ones, you know, 1:1, you know. So when he takes his photos, he has done a lot of work to make sure that the image that he's took is a specific ratio that he wants for the composition that he has taken the shot. Does that make sense? For example, he's specifically put the lens in a specific, the camera in a specific place, so that there's a leading line and all this sort of business. And there are a sunburst, whatever is in the top left third, and all sort of business. He's took time. He's took the image. He's got it home. He's done his post-processing. He puts it on Facebook, and it's cropped the image, and none of those things line up. But when you put it on Vero, whatever aspect ratio you put it in, it stays the same. So the image that you've taken is as you took it. So it hasn't altered nothing. So the composition is how it should have been. And this is one thing the photographer doesn't want to keep having to do, is when he takes a photograph, he says, well, that's okay for, you know, for my website, but I need to do another one now specifically so I can show what I've done on Facebook and then Instagram and so on. And he's got to crop it and ask about with it. And no, Vero doesn't do that. Whatever the aspect ratio you take the photograph in, it stays. The other one as well is image quality. I do sort of get the reasons why that Facebook and Instagram tend to compress the images. It's to save bandwidth and space and all sort of business, which is okay. But Instagram is a bit of a failure on this one, and the reason being is because it was designed specifically for showing images. Well, if you're compressing images, you're not going to show the best of the images, and that's the one that really annoys me the most. So they compress the images. When you're looking at it, you're not getting the beauty of what a photographer has done. So, I mean, for normal users who's just taking a snap on a mobile phone, they're probably not really going to bother too much. Well, I'm sorry, but you should, especially if you're on Instagram, because if you're showing something on Instagram, and I mean, even Facebook now, I mean, it's more image related than text. If you want just to type text, go on Twitter. I don't even use that because it doesn't fit in with my needs. But anyway, so compressing the images, it annoys me, and it annoys me because it reduces a lot of the quality. And you've probably seen me if you follow me on my Facebook, the things, by the way. Instagram, it's just here. Then you'll notice that I say about this all the time, and then I will link to a video, because the video, YouTube doesn't compress it, so it's fantastic. So people can see it in its glory, and if you actually want to see things in even better quality, then just head over to my website, link in the description, because I put a lot of my work and that on there as well, and it doesn't compress it. So, and if you do have a look, compare them, and you'll see that Facebook and Instagram, you compress your images and they just look rubbish. Well, I'm not going to say they look rubbish, but from a photographer's point of view, the quality is poor. So, yeah. And the other thing I really like about Vero is, like I said before, the interface, so simple. So the downside, and it's a big one, a real big one, and it's such a shame, because other than this, I would use it, and I probably wouldn't use any of the others, purely for this reason. Nobody uses it. And that is such a shame. And the reason nobody uses it is because, well, not everybody's really into photography. So it's really difficult, because, like I say, I've been using it for a while, I've uploaded images, I've followed other people, and I've got more followers on. If I was to say to you to check out Vero, would you create an account? Would you go and use Vero? Of course you're not. And this is why I haven't bothered, because I know that for the people that are going to do that, it's going to be too few. So instead of me then having to just upload to, well, basically one, because the images and stuff that I upload, I use the meta management page thing, and it uploads to both Facebook and Instagram just with one post. On Vero, I've got to do another one, so I've got to redo the work twice, and it's just taking twice the amount of time. So for me, it just seems a little bit pointless of using Vero when I've got two social media platforms. And it puts me in a bit of a position, because it's like, well, I'm either going to show mediocre work or good work. It's a tough one. But for anybody out there who does want to have a look at Vero, I've left a link to the account in the description below, and if you do sign up, follow me on there as well. If it starts to look a bit more worthwhile, then I will start using Vero a little bit more. Other than that, I think unfortunately Facebook and Instagram have sort of combated the social media market, and I think there's many other platforms now that are going to take ground, and unless them two do something seriously wrong, which I can't really see it at the moment. That's why I've got a Vero account, and not really using it too much at the minute. But anyway, thanks for joining us, quickie guys, and see you on the next one. Take care, stay safe, I'll see you soon.